your host as we experience the joy of painting. I think each of us, sometime during our life, has wanted to paint a picture. I think there's an artist hid in the bottom of every single one of us. And here we will try to show you how to bring that artist out, to put it on canvas, because you too can paint almighty pictures. You know, we have avoided painting for so long because I think all of our lives we've been told that you have to go to school half your life, maybe even have to be blessed by Michelangelo at birth to ever be able to paint a picture. And here we want to show you that that's not true, that you can paint a picture right along with us. Each week we'll use the same colors, we'll use the same equipment. So if you have your brush and palette ready next week, you can paint right along with us. I'd like to go over some of the equipment that we'll use before we start. The brushes that we use. I'll be using very large 2.5 inch and 1 inch natural bristle brushes. Now these are natural bristle. Be sure you don't start with a nylon brush. We'll use an almighty palette knife. And this is much different than the traditional palette knife. It is not thin and flimsy. It's a firm palette knife. And with this we can make fantastic things happen. Let's go over the colors that we'll use. We're going to start out here with titanium white, phthalo green, Prussian blue, Van Dyke brown, alizarin crimson, sap green, cad yellow, and permanent red. Now these 8 colors we'll use each and every week for every picture that we do. So you don't have to go out and buy 1,500 different kinds of colors and brushes. You need very little equipment to paint with this. Another thing, we'll do no tracing of patterns on here. We start with a vision in our heart and we put it on canvas. And we're here to teach you to be able to do this too. So let's do it. Let's paint a picture right here. And we're going to start with a big brush and we're going to cover the canvas with a thin layer of magic white. Now this is a wet on wet technique, so the first thing we're going to do is get the canvas wet. And all we want is a nice, even, thin coat of paint here. There we go. Just cover it nice and even. You also need an almighty easel when you're doing this. You need an easel that will hold your canvas very firm and allow you to use these big brushes. Okay. When you're using a large brush like this, it really doesn't take too long to cover your canvas. And if you get a hair like that, just pop it off with the corner of your brush, flip it away. Okay. Now after you get your canvas covered with the magic white, we'll take and make long strokes back and forth to get a nice even distribution of paint on here. Okay. Up and down one time. That assures that the magic white's nice and even all the way across the canvas. Okay, let's wash the brush out here. Now we wash our brushes with odorless paint thinner. Okay, we'll wash him out. And I'll beat the brush just to dry the bristles. Now let's take a little bit of cad yellow here. And I think today we'll do a picture that's maybe like we're walking through the woods. And so let's start right here with a little bit of cad yellow with just the least little touch of phthalo green in it. And we'll add a little bit more of the green color and we'll begin making little X's. Just like so. Just work that around. Okay. Now, without cleaning the brush, I'm going to go right into some Prussian blue. Just add it right onto the brush here. Just go out here, and we're making little crisscross strokes, little X strokes. There. Already we begin to have a light source in this painting. Okay, I'm going to clean the brush again. Once again, this is odorless paint thinner. We do not use turpentine. Now, with a nice clean brush, I'm going to take and add just a little bit of titanium white right here in the center. Just a little. and we'll begin working outward. There. By now, maybe you have recognized some of the equipment we're using as something you've seen before. And I learned this fantastic technique from a wonderful man that I think all of us had enjoyed for many, many years on TV, Bill Alexander. And Bill taught me this many years ago, and it is the most fantastic way to paint that you've ever seen. So join us. Have some fun. And we'll just blend this out a little bit more here. Till we have a nice smooth sky. There we go. Okay, we'll clean the brush one more time. Now, let's start putting in some, put in some almighty trees here. We're going to start with a little bit of alizarin crimson and a touch of Prussian blue. Now, the Prussian blue is 100 times stronger than the crimson. So use just a little blue and a lot of crimson. And here we're going to begin pushing in basic tree shapes. So just bend the brush. Bend the brush. Make those little leaves and branches just pop right out at you. There he comes. These little son of a guns hide in your brush, and you just have to push them out. This is your world, your creation. Let's put a little one right here. And maybe we'll just put some little grassy areas coming down through here.
Amazing.
And right there. There's one. Now you're pushing quite firm here. This is why I say you need an almighty easel when you're doing this, an easel that's strong. Okay. Maybe over here on this side now, we'll add another one, maybe a bigger one over here. There he is. And there's no secret to this. Anybody can paint. Anybody can paint. All you need is a dream in your heart, a little practice. Look at there. Already we have the beginning of a beautiful picture. We have the tree shapes, a light source. Looks to me like it's early in the morning. Okay, now let's put some trunks in these trees. And for that we'll take a little bit of Van Dyke Brown. And let's just lay in some basic trunks here. There we go. And maybe we'll put a little limb right here, like so. Maybe some little something right there. There we are. Okay. Now this little fellow over here, he needs a trunk too. So we'll put one right in here. And maybe some limbs up in here. Right through here. There we go. Just some indications here and there. And some little sticks and twigs. Okay, maybe over in here. There we are. Okay. Now we'll highlight these. We'll take a little bit of white and a touch of brown mixed together. And remember where your light source is. So this tree will highlight right here. Like so. There we are. Now, over on this side, the light's coming through here, so we'll highlight this side of it. Okay, maybe a few little indications up through here. Now comes the fun. Now we can begin putting all the beautiful leaves and stuff on this, and just really make it come alive. So here we'll take a little bit of the magic white to thin our paint. One of the golden rules in this is that a thin paint will stick to a thick paint. So anytime you're painting over the top of paint, you need to have a paint that's just a little bit thinner. All righty, we'll take a little bit of phthalo green and a little bit of yellow, and we load the brush full of paint. And our light's coming through here, so we want this side of the tree to be a little brighter than the other side. All right, and then we begin pushing thousands of little leaves on here.
This brush.
Just, they hide in your brush.
Oh, maybe this
There
one.
they come.
Ooh,
Just a little on
yellow.
this side over here, because not as much light's going to strike. Little's going to come through, but not as much. And look at that. In just a matter of a few minutes, we have a beautiful tree. Okay? Now maybe this little tree over here, we'll put a little highlight on him. And once again, we're using a paint that's a little bit thinner so that it sticks. And the first thing that you have to do when you're doing this is start with an oil paint that's very, very firm. Your base paint has to be extremely firm. If you start with a thin, loose paint, you're going to become a mud mixer. You have to have a thick paint on the base coat in order to get this thinner paint to stick. Now let's begin building some little bushes and stuff in here. All right, look at that. You can do it. I know you can. There, look there. Okay, let's move up to this big tree in the front here, and let's put some nice little leaves up here on him. You have to bend that brush. If the brush doesn't bend, you're not going to get all these beautiful little leaves, these little actions that happen. Okay, maybe there's a nice little bush that lives right here. You know, if you've ever walked through the woods early in the morning, all the little creatures are out here. They're all playing in the bushes and stuff. This is where they live, in all these bushes. Okay, let's put something on this side now.
It's working.
Nice little bush here. Just let your imagination run wild. Let your heart be your guide.
This is the first episode.
In the time you sit around worrying about it and trying to plan a painting, you could have completed a painting already. Let it happen. Let it happen.
Looks amazing. Thanks, Bob
You know,
Ross.
For so many years, I was a traditional painter,
I know he's way better.
and I would spend sometimes weeks just working on a picture, drawing it out, getting all the little sketches and stuff, and then I'd go back and spend maybe a month trying to fill in
I
the
think
blocks.
it's imagination.
And here, we let it happen.
Oops.
It comes right out of here. It's in you, and you put it on the canvas.
Bob Ross, what if it's
Okay.
digital?
Let's see.
I don't know.
Let's try this big old tree here. Put some nice little leaves on him.
Maybe.
There we go. Yeah.
Where do you get the dark from? It's like pine cones, like you said.
Okay, let's try. I've added a little permanent red with my color now, just to give us a little different value. Okay. Now, you know, if we're going to walk through the woods, we need a little path.
Oh, I love paths.
So let's take a little bit of Van Dyke brown here,
Thanks, Bob Ross, for paths.
and let's build us a happy little path.
Oh,
We're just going to take the knife and let this path sort of just wander right down through here.
need my Bob Ross spot.
There we go. Just let him wander around, play, have fun.
What color was this? Dang it, I missed the color. I'll just do this color.
Okay. There we got us.
Oh, look at my path. It's so amazing.
Now we need to highlight that path, so I'll take just a little bit of white.
Looks like a river to me.
And we'll just take it and barely touch the canvas here. Just enough so...
He talked about a guy, this is the first episode. He talked about a guy who taught him all this.
See how easy that is?
Hey, look at me, I can do it too.
And now in order to set the path down into the painting,
Yeah, what the heck?
we'll
It's
add
'cause
some
his
bushes
brushes.
that project up over the path here and there. Just push them in.
What's he doing? Oh, dang
There
it.
we go.
He's that cool
You
brush
can see
again.
how that makes it just literally drop right into the painting.
Oh, gosh. I'm gonna drop it right in there, too. Pretty simple brushes.
Okay, let's put some more land areas in here. Maybe there's some nice little areas coming down through here.
I did this because this guy from Rockstar tried it with traditionally,
Just like so.
but he said he had a temper tantrum because this was so hard. Like, what the hell?
Maybe we'll have some over here. And follow the angle of your land.
I'm trying to follow the angle of my land.
There we go.
I don't know what the heck I'm doing.
There we go.
I know, it's like he's just erasing the background. That's all he's doing.
There. Now maybe.
You just
As we're
do.
walking through the woods here.
I'll do that. Just
Maybe it rained last night.
Okay.
Maybe it came a nice little rain. And there's little puddles.
Yeah.
After it rains, you always have
Oil,
little
I think.
rain puddles. So let's take a little touch of the Prussian
Use a
blue
palette
here,
knife
and we'll just make us a
for
little
that last
puddle.
one.
And we put some Prussian blue on the brush, and we take here and pull downward.
Oh my gosh, he's making water.
Just pull downward, like so.
Oh my gosh. Miracle.
There we go.
Oh gosh, I can't do that. I'm just gonna use my blur tool
Okay. See how easy it is to do?
to do that. Not blur, but smudge.
Very gently, we'll come across this
There we
way,
go.
just to give it a watery effect. Now, if you want to put highlights
It
in
is
here,
a lake.
maybe you could take just a little touch of the titanium white
He's gonna
on your
make the
brush
reflection.
and pull down. And it'll give it sort of a sheen.
Charlie Sheen. I'm gonna just fake it right here. I don't know what I'm doing.
There. And then, once again, just come across just enough to give it a nice watery feel. You can overdo this part very easily.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
overdoing it.
Wash off the old brush. Now we can...
I can't do it straight like him.
The Van Dyke brow.
I'll hold the shift button. Maybe that works.
And we can just make
It's
little
better.
puddles out of this. Maybe it comes down like
This
so.
blue looks brighter.
Right through
Dang
there.
it.
There we are.
Perfectionists would go crazy on this
Okay.
show.
Little puddle.
Be able to do it.
And
What do you
we'll
do?
just make this a little...
Oh my
single
goodness,
puddle
he's
back
making
here.
little islands. The heck?
Just like that. Okay, then we'll take a little bit of brown and white,
I think Mom watched them mostly.
and we'll lay a little highlight on there.
I know. What? Look at that.
go.
That water looks so... How do you... What do you do? Oh my gosh. You do this? Yeah, you did. You did this.
And in your world, you can do anything that your heart desires.
Streaming it.
My home
This looks
is in
better.
Fairbanks, Alaska, and I spend a lot of time
It's from
walking
Alaska?
around the woods and talking to trees, and squirrels and little rabbits and stuff.
You talk to trees?
And I look at a lot of nature. And if painting teaches you nothing else, it'll teach you to look at nature with different eyes. It'll teach you to see things that have been there all your life and you've never noticed. And if it does nothing else but make you enjoy nature, it's worthwhile. So, look around. Look at what we have. Beauty is everywhere. You only have to look to see it. Okay. And I talk too much sometimes, so we'll go back to painting here. Take a little bit of the thin white paint here, and we'll put some little water lines back in here. Okay,
That's
just
somebody watching.
like so.
Oh, Brittany CC's watching.
There
Hi,
we
Brittany.
go. There.
Oh,
And
there,
some
look at
little
that.
water lines right here. This is just the
That'll be
thin white
great.
paint, and you literally just cut right into the canvas with it. And let's smooth that out.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Sweet.
Okay. Now, while I have the knife here, I'm going to take and
gosh.
just cut a few little sticks here and there. And all we're doing is just literally cutting right through the paint
What is he doing? Don't.
so the
cut.
canvas shows through. And it makes
Oh,
a
he's making
multitude of little sticks.
Okay.
And these little sticks help create the illusion of distance in a painting.
Okay, I'll do some sticks.
All different planes.
Oops. Too sticky.
Okay. Now then,
Wait, I'm still drawing sticks?
Let's put some bushes and stuff right down here on the grass, on this soil area.
Went to something else.
There we go.
Trying to draw sticks.
There they are.
Oh my goodness, it's
There
beautiful.
they are. They just live right here in your brush, and you just drop them right in.
Okay.
There. Okay. Now, let's take and do this. Let's put some land right down through here.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the Van Dyke brown. A little bit
Okay.
of white. There we go.
Big Van Dyke brown.
We'll lay a little highlight on here. There. And we'll put a few little bushes and stuff right out here. See how easy that is?
No.
Okay. A few more little water lines in there. Just let them happen. Each week we'll try to do paintings that are designed to teach you something different, something new, something exciting, just to keep your interest going. Okay, now, let's play a little bit here. Let's have a happy little tree right in here. So I'm going to start with the Van Dyke brown, and
No
we'll
way.
make his little trunk here. There he goes. Doo-doo, boop, boop, boop. Straight Van
Oh
Dyke
my
brown
goodness.
to start with.
It's amazing.
There, we'll just turn the knife and give him little foots to stand on. There.
You Wacome Bob. Cool.
And maybe he needs another little arm out here, so we'll just give him one.
Oh, I gotta make
It's your
these.
creation. You can do anything here that you want to do.
Oh, I'm gonna put a robot mech in there. That's what I want to
Just
do.
let it happen. There.
Wait, I'm not
Now.
done.
And we'll give him some little leaves, and we'll use some more of the alizarin
Oops.
crimson, touch of Prussian blue. Okay.
Wait.
We need dark in order to show light, so first we'll put some dark on here. We'll put some happy little leaves here and there. When we see you next week, I hope you have your almighty easel set up,
Don't leave.
the colors ready, your big brushes all primed and ready to go, and do an almighty painting with us here.
Don't leave, Bob Ross. Not done.
Very quickly, while I'm finishing this up, I'll go over the colors one more time that we use titanium white, phthalo green, Prussian blue, Van Dyke brown, alizarin crimson, sap green, cad yellow, and permanent red. Only 8 colors that you need. Okay, now let's put some highlights on this pretty little tree right here. I use just a little touch more of the permanent red in this one so he'll stand out a little more. See how easy it is to create a tree right here in your world? There we go. And maybe down here. Maybe there's some nice little bushes and stuff happening right in here. There we go.
What do you do?
All right. Maybe right there, another one.
How?
Okay. Here and there I'm going to put just a few little sticks and stuff. Like that.
Happy little tree.
Just once again to build some distance in here.
Oops.
We want this to have a lot of depth in it. And we'll cut in a few little sticks here and there, like so. You getting excited yet? You ready to paint with us?
Mm-hmm.
You can do it.
And they mostly come at night. Mostly.
Thanks for the host.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
And I think this painting's far enough along, we'll just
Wait.
sign this rascal. And I sign the painting with a script liner brush, a little bit of oil, and I use red paint, but whatever color you prefer. Okay. And we'll just sign that rascal. I hope you've enjoyed this painting. Next week, we're looking forward to seeing you. We hope you have your brush ready, a dream in your heart that you want to put on canvas. And join us right here for the joy of painting. And you too can build fantastic pictures.
Thank you,
Take 'em
Bob
from here
Ross.
and put them on there. Until next week, happy painting from all of us here.
Wow, that sucks. Here we go, episode 2.
Hello, glad to see you again. Thought today we'd do a picture that's right straight out of Alaska. We'll do one of Mount McKinley, the most almighty mountain in the North American continent. And we'll start off today, and we use just a little bit of Prussian blue, maybe a touch of phthalo green mixed with it here. And let's dance in some basic shapes here. I've already put the magic white on the canvas.
Oh, we put magic white already. Dang it. Oh, I gotta get
We're just
my
going to
magic
be
white
mixing
on there.
color right here on the canvas. Just let this brush dance and play and have fun. And all we're looking for is general basic cloud shapes here.
Bob
We're
Ross,
really
wait.
not trying to put anything in. Just
Bob
let it
Ross,
happen.
listen to me.
Move the brush, keep it moving, working,
Not
playing,
fast.
having fun. There we go. Isn't that something?
Okay,
There we are. Put a nice little cloud shape right there. What the heck? Okay. Keep the brush moving. Don't let it stop.
Oh man, you got music this time.
Sometimes brush is lazy. You have to really push it a little or it'll quit on you. Make it keep moving. Okay, now we'll take the almighty brush here and we're going to swirl this. We're going to pull the color, move it, pull it. There we go. Try to avoid a pattern. We want this to go everywhere. We're looking for a sky here that has life in it, has movement in it. We don't want a sky that looks like at night you pull the curtain down and everything went black on you. So I want to keep this moving.
Okay, Bob Ross.
There.
Calm down.
Already you're beginning to see all the little things happening up here. Every which direction. Every way. There we go. Now you can blend this too much and take it all out. We don't want to take it out. We just want to mix it up. Stir it up. Okay, while we got some paint on the brush here, we'll add a little more Prussian blue and phthalo green. And we'll put us in some water. We pull from the outside in. And leave a little area open here. That will create the little sheen of light that plays across the water. You could go back with white paint and put it back in, but you've already covered the canvas with magic white. So why not use it?
What do you just do?
Lazy man's way of painting. You let the paint work. You let the brushes work. Use what happens naturally. Don't fight it. Okay. Clean the old brush off, and let's get out an almighty fan brush here. And let's build some happy little clouds up here. I'm going to take titanium white
Happy little clouds.
with the least little touch of permanent red in it. And load the brush full of paint. Just really load it up. Now we'll start working on some basic cloud shapes here, and we'll dance in all these little areas and let them just play in the sky. Keep the brush moving. Keep it moving.
Oh my goodness.
You want areas that are thick, areas that are thin. Let all these little
Is that
things
pink?
happen.
Using pink.
And we'll take the big brush here and gently, gently blend this together. Very lightly. And fluff it up a little and hypnotize it. And right there you've got an almighty cloud. Just that quick. But they're very easily killed. Clouds are delicate. Don't overwork it. Put it in, leave it alone. Okay, maybe we'll have another one here. We'll put a layer these clouds some. Okay. Nature is so beautiful. Just let it go. Have fun with it. Very, very easy to work these to death. Blend this in.
Our
You
Ross,
work
you're
in
so
layers
good.
here. You do the thing as the farthest away
Being
first.
so good, stop it.
Have him finished and then work forward.
Okay. Got this.
There, we'll hypnotize that one. Blend this one a little bit. Okay. A little bit more red here. There we go. Don't want to set these clouds on fire now. All we want to do is have a slight warmish glow
Mine
to
look
them,
like they're on
like
fire.
the sun's playing along the top. There we go. Yes, we better not forget this side of the sky. We'll put a little something over here. There's some nice little clouds playing around in the sky. Okay, we'll mix these up a little bit. Okay, maybe a little streaky one right here. Got baby clouds too. If you didn't have baby clouds, you wouldn't have big clouds. There. And we can work
I like
on this
baby
one a little
clouds.
touch.
Look at that. What he just did. Oh my goodness.
Okay. There, looks like a nice place. And we're really pushing this paint into the canvas. Working that value right into the canvas. Just let it play. Don't kill all the dark areas.
Okay.
You can end up with great big cotton balls in the sky if you're not careful. I guess that'd be considered a UFO, big cotton ball in the sky. There. Fluff that up. And work that paint. And look at there. In just a couple of minutes, you have a sky that has so much action happening in it. There we go. Okay. do this in your living room, you can redecorate your living room in a matter of minutes, so be very careful. Learn to control it. Have your box you can shake your brush in, and that way you don't have to worry about covering everything. Okay, let's take a little bit of brown, and blue, a little touch of alizarin crimson, and some white.
Here we go. He's going to put in the mountain pretty
There
soon.
we go. And don't mix your paint dead. Mix it marbly and leave it alone.
Go.
Okay, now let's do, since we're going to do McKinley today, let's do the basic shape here.
Oh my gosh.
McKinley
Look at
comes
this.
down like so, has another peak running right off through here. Make that just a little more rounded. There. And we
It's
let
up
this
here,
side drop right down and over. All you're looking for here is the basic outline, the basic shape of this mountain. You're not worried at all what happens in here. Okay. Take the big brush and we'll pull that down. This takes off the excess paint and makes the next layer stick better. And also when you're doing mountains, if you can see the entire mountain, the top of the mountain is always more distinct than the bottom. At the bottom of the mountain we have mist, and now we have pollution. We have a multitude of things that break up and diffuse light. And we'll put some snow on that almighty mountain. Pull that paint out real flat. Just pull it out and get us a little roll of paint. And we'll just lay this on and let it travel right on down.
Oh my gosh.
And you want the paint to break like this to make all the little things that happen in there. The little shadows, light and dark areas. Okay. And there's a little bump that comes out right there. And works his way down. And over here, let this drop just like so. There we go.
What?
Now for the shadow color, we'll use a little Prussian blue and white. And once again, don't mix it dead. You want it to be sort of marbledy. Okay, now we'll start with the shadows. We'll just lay these in here. We want to bring these two areas here together. So we just sort of work it back and forth and let it come. There you go. Let it just come together. And maybe this shadow comes right down through here. Every highlight needs its own private shadow. Okay, we'll put a little shadow right there. And see how that protrudes that up? Makes it just jump right out at you. Little ridges here and there.
Look at that.
All kind of little things happening in this mountain. And we need a shadow back here behind this almighty peak. There it is. Just let him go. Okay, and we want a peak that comes right up through here and just begins working its way back down. There. It's a nice ridge coming through here. And we can bring these together. A few little shadows in here. Just here and there. Okay. And as we said, we want this to be more distinct at the top than the bottom, so we're going to diffuse the bottom of it, and only the bottom. And here we're just tapping the canvas. We're trying not to destroy, only diffuse. And this is where you really depend on a firm paint. If you have a loose, oily, thin paint, you become a mud mixer here. So when you try this at home, if you find that you're making a lot of mud, check your paint. It should be very, very firm. Squeeze that tube. It should stand up maybe about 3/4 of an inch above the tube. Then you have a nice firm paint. Okay, I'm going to make the same color and make it darker. Blue-brown, and alizarin added to it. Because I want this mountain to be in front. This is a beautiful study of how to make one mountain look very, very big. We'll put some little smaller mountains here in the foreground. Okay, a little peak here.
Those are amazing.
And we'll take the big brush and pull that out. Son of a gun. Just comes right out. That's the beauty of painting wet on wet. You can move paint on the canvas. And we'll put some little happy little snow here. Just let that run. There we go. Okay. Our light is still coming from the same direction here, so don't let that fool you. Okay. Now we can work in some shadows here. Let's push that one into the background. Just come right on through, and that'll push him back. Scary to have this much power that you can move mountains.
I know I have a brush like that, but I can't find it. There's no time. My brush doesn't give me time.
Okay, this there.
It's like the
We can
holes.
swing this around and bring these two right together. Just make a nice little ridge out of that. Okay. Now we've got an almighty mountain. I'm going to take a little of the blue-brown, alizarin crimson, add a little touch of sap green to it. Looking for a dark color here. Very dark. We'll load up this 1-inch brush and we'll push in some little dark areas here. This will be our little trees that are way back in the distance. Bushes and trees and all the little things happening back here. There we go. Now with the big brush, we can pull a little bit of this color down. And this will be the beginning of our reflections.
Awesome.
Okay, and we'll just give it a little bit of ripple to make it look watery. Okay, let's put some highlights on here. I'm going to use a little bit of magic white mixed with some cad yellow. A little touch of permanent red. And we just sort of go back and forth, make a nice orangey color here. Bright color. There we go. All these nice little bushes happening back here.
Like,
And then we'll reflect some of that right down into the water here. There we go.
like
Now with a
5
big
steps
brush, the
behind him.
most delicate touch possible. Just enough to pull the paint a little bit. We'll pull that down and just give it a watery effect. Don't want to destroy it. Okay. Now, let's mix up a lot of dark here. Blue, brown, alizarin, and a little bit of sap green. Should look black to you. And we'll load the brush full of paint. Load it full. A lot of paint. And let's make some little evergreen trees that are growing way back here in the distance. Let's firm that one up a little bit. Needs to be a little stronger. There we go. Maybe he's got a friend that lives right over here. Just dropped him in. Okay, maybe they get a little bigger as it comes around the curve. Maybe a little baby one back here. Okay, put a little bush in front of him. Okay, take a little touch of magic white, a little bit of brown, and a little touch of yellow, just to make a nice sandy looking color. And we'll lay in a little water line back here. Cut in a few little trunks and sticks here and there. Okay. Maybe we need another tree right here. Trees are getting closer, so they're getting a little bigger. They look bigger to you. This is the way we push everything back. Work with perspective here. Okay, let's move it to the other side of the picture while we got a brush full of paint here, and we'll put an almighty tree right here. These trees live in your brush. You have to scare them out sometime. Really work at them. Little son of a guns will try to avoid you. And they're like everything else. The first time you try them, they're gonna drive you up the wall. But you practice it. If there's a secret to this, it is practice. You learn how to make the brush work, how to touch the canvas with it. And then it's just a matter of practicing. First time you tied your shoe, it wasn't easy. You had to look at it and work at it. The next thing you know, you're not paying any attention. You got your shoe tied. Same thing. Okay. Maybe we'll make another little projection coming right out through here. There we go. A reflection in here, and we'll pull that down. Okay, lay in some more of these pretty colors back here. It's a nice little bush right there. There's one. And right down here we'll reflect some of these. Okay, delicate touch again. Very, very light. Just enough to move it a little bit on the wet canvas. And we'll put some land out here so these bushes have a place to sit. Don't want them to fall off in the river here. So we'll give him something to sit on here. And we can take a clean brush and just lift that gently. This is a very thin paint now. It's mostly magic white. So you can move that without destroying what's underneath it. And here we'll use a little bit of just straight magic white. And we'll put us a happy little water line in here. There. Okay. Now then, you can put some more little bushes right in here, like so. And we'll drop some reflections into the water. And we'll pull those down. And anybody can do this. This is not some big secret thing. Anybody can do it. We teach people from the age of 10 all the way up 80 and 90 years old. And young people really like this. They learn it very easily, very quickly, and they see results very quickly. I have a son that's a young man right now, and he's been painting since he was about 12 years old. Been selling his work. So it's not just for the older person. It will also work very well for the young person. The only trouble, well, like my son, he's quite lazy. He'll only paint if he needs money. If he needs money, he'll paint. But it is a nice way to put a happy buck in your pocket. And to make good things happen in your heart. Okay, we'll just have this come right on down through here. Fill that in. Okay, now we can start highlighting some of these things. We'll take a little bit of blue and yellow mixed together. Make a very nice little green color here. And we'll just drop some highlights on this tree. Remember where your light's coming from. Light's coming from the right. So you want the right-hand side of this tree to be a little more distinct and bright than the left side. And if you're right-handed, you'll probably find it's easier to have the light coming from the right. If you're left-handed, it will sort of vary from person to person. Okay. Let's put some little highlights over here on these little trees. The sun wouldn't forget them. There we are. Now, a little more magic white. Thin that down just a touch. And we can start finding all these beautiful little trees and bushes that are living in here. Very important that you don't kill all this dark area. If you kill all the dark, your picture's going to be very flat. And we might as well just reflect that right into the water there. Okay, there we go. A little bit right in here. And we'll reflect that right on down. A little touch of red over the top. Okay, there's another nice tree. I see him. The little rascals live in your brush. You guys got to push them out. And let's put a touch more of the magic here. There, nice ochre color. All these pretty little bushes, just let them flow off your brush. And some little grassy areas coming down through here. Let's turn that into a nice reflection. Just like so. Okay, now, let's give him a little bit of dirt. There we go. This is straight Van Dyke brown. And onto that, we'll take a little brown and white and give him just a little touch of highlight. Make him look like little stones and rocks playing through here. Okay. Well, let's put a few little sticks here and there. Here we're just cutting through the paint using the point of the knife. But it shows distance. It shows all these different planes. We'll put just a little bit of magic white under here. Give us a little water line. There we go. And a few little sticks over here. Okay, but you see what you can do in just a few minutes with an almighty brush and an almighty knife and a beautiful painting in your heart. All you have to do is let it out. A few more sticks. There we go. I think we'll call that finished. And I want to thank you very, very much for watching us. I hope to see you again in the near future. Until then, happy painting. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob Ross. Mine's horrible. Why is it so weird? Not even yellow. Oh my gosh. Here's my painting. Okay, one more. We're gonna do the evening sunset.
Hello again. Glad to see you. Thought today we'd do one of these almighty black canvases. It's time we got into to doing something on a black canvas. I'd like to show you how you can do a beautiful, beautiful landscape on a black canvas. I've already went ahead, because we are short of time on this show, I've already went ahead and covered the whole canvas with alizarin crimson. Now I'm going to take a little Van Dyke brown and work into the edges, just around the edges. So we already have it covered with alizarin crimson, and now we're putting a little brown on. The whole canvas was covered with a crimson. There we go, just around the corners. Thought today we'd do a beautiful little sunset, and maybe we'll have a little sunset like the sun's gone down behind the hill back there, and we just have a beautiful glow in the sky, and then we'll go from there. And I'm going to take and pull this back and forth to get a nice even distribution of paint, working it up and down, back and forth. There we go.
Come on, Internet.
All right. Okay, now we'll start with a 1-inch brush, and we'll use a little bit of cad yellow. Figure out where the sun has just went down, and we're going to start like right here and begin working this paint around. You start in the center and work around and around and around, and already it's picking up the alizarin crimson and it's turning into a beautiful little yellowish orangish glow here. There we go. And we'll start right here and let it work outward. You want it to get darker and darker and darker and darker as it goes out toward the edges. So we always start with the color in here and work outward. There we go. Okay. A little bit of color here. Work it out. And I'm doing this in little bitty X patterns. Back and forth, back and forth. There we go. Okay. Now let's take the big brush and gently, gently hypnotize this. We're still making the little X's. There. Just work that in. And then just enough to take out the brush strokes. Okay.
Oh, it's giving me time.
Okay, let's take a little bit of alizarin, a little brown, put it together here on the brush, mix on the brush. And maybe back here in the distance we'll have a little foothill back here. Just let this brush bounce along and play. There we go. Don't let the size of this big brush scare you. It does fantastic things. Okay. Now, maybe we'll have some highlights. Take a little yellow and green and a little touch of red here, and we'll just push some little highlights coming down here. We'll make these little foothills way back in the distance. Okay, put some back over here. There we go. Now we'll take a clean brush and just gently lift up, very, very lightly, just enough to give it an upward swirl. There. Very light, barely touching the canvas. You let 2 or 3 hairs just about touch. Just enough to move the paint a little bit. Okay. Now we'll take a little yellow and a little permanent red mixed together here. And we'll start putting in some reflections. Maybe we'll have a little lake right back here, a little pond. Just lay a little color on and pull this down. There we go. Then just enough to give it a little watery effect. Just ripple it a little. We don't want to destroy it. Okay. Clean the old brushes here, and we'll move right along. Okay, now I'm going to go back into this brown and alizarin. Once again, we're mixing it on the brush. A lot of paint on the brush. Maybe we'll put a little tree standing back here. We'll make this one with a fan brush. There we go. And trees get lonely too, so we'll give him a friend. There. And maybe there's a little one right there. Got 2 big ones, so invariably sooner or later it's going to be a little one. There he is.
There he is.
Let's fill him in, make him just a touch darker. Maybe we'll put a 3rd one right there. Work that in a little bit, create a shadow behind the tree. Okay. Now, we'll just, with a knife here, we'll just make a little water line running back through here. These black canvases we cover with a black acrylic, a flat black acrylic paint, and allow it to dry before we start. And the alizarin crimson that we use here is a transparent color, so the black shows through. It looks black, but when you apply color to it, then it really comes alive. Okay, let's start with some almighty trees and stuff. And we'll use the big brush today. And let's have a big old tree right here. I know this may be quite difficult for you to see, but we are putting the general shape of the tree right here. These black canvases make some of the prettiest pictures that you can imagine. And if you're interested in selling paintings and making a happy book to put in your pocket, these are the ones that really sell. Let's have another tree right over here. Let these limbs just fly out. Fire 'em in. Maybe a big tree up here. And as you can see, we're really hitting this canvas. We're really pushing the paint into it. You need an almighty easel. The little tiny Tim easels will let you down. This easel is made out of a platform stepladder. And they work very, very well. They're very strong, very simple to build. Okay, we've got that filled in. Let's put some tree trunks here and there. And we'll put some dark paint right along here. There we go. Just in your mind, wherever you visualize there might be a little trunk, just drop one in. Yeah, mix just a little brown and white so we can put a little touch of highlight on this and make it stand out a little. Like the light's playing through here and touching it. There. And we'll put a trunk right over in this one too. What the devil. Okay. Now, if the sun's here, the light's coming from this direction, this one will be highlighted on the other side. Now, probably in reality, if the sky was this dark, you would have nothing but silhouettes. But that would be a boring picture. This is a lot more fun. Okay, take a little bit of magic white, a little yellow, maybe a touch of phthalo green. And we can put some nice little leaves on all these little bushes. Look how that color stands out against this black background. It just jumps out at you. Okay, now let's put some on this little bush. And some little things growing down in here. Use your imagination. Let it go. Let it go. Remember, this is your world. In your world, you can create anything that you desire. Okay, let's do this old big tree here. What's so very nice about these black canvases? If there's a light shining directly on them, they look totally different than if they're without a light. So in essence, it's almost like having two paintings in one. Especially if you hang these after they're finished over a light. So at night, if you turn the light on, it shines up on this. It's remarkable what happens. There we go. All the little bushy areas. Maybe some little touches out here. Okay. Now let's take some more Van Dyke brown. And let's put an almighty tree right here. We'll just let him bend and play and Work right on up to here. And there we go. There. Have another little limb coming down through here. And maybe there's some little things happening up here in the leaves. And we'll have a little light playing across here. Just pull that knife sort of swirled so it gives the appearance of it being round. There we go. Now we're ready to put some highlights on these little leaves out here. Okay. And just let the light play through this tree. Leaving a lot of dark areas. Need these